had these before? Pirate's Booty, the aged white cheddar. This is a really good snack. Like, I love these.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Channel. My name is Kaylee Monet. I am 26 years old. I am a new nurse, currently in the process of transitioning over into a new role, which I will discuss in another video, so stay tuned. So yes, this video will be about how to get a job in the specialty of your liking. For those who already know and who have watched my previous videos, you guys know that I started in postpartum, mom baby, as a new grad, straight out of nursing school. That was the first job that I got. How do you get there? How do you get in a specialty that you really want? First things first is apply. Apply in your last semester of nursing school, or sometimes even like 2 semesters before. Just start applying, mainly at that time when you are getting close to graduation or about 2 semesters out from graduation. There will be a lot of externship opportunities. So that will be the thing that I will suggest. Apply to externships, even if it isn't in the specialty that you want. So like postpartum, labor and delivery, NICU, ICU, ER, things of that sort. Even if it isn't in that particular specialty, I will still say to apply to any externship just to get your foot in the door and to get that experience off rip, right? So my personal experience, I started to apply to different nursing positions and externships in my last semester. So let's see, I graduated December 2020. I would say I started to apply summer going into that fall semester, right? And when I was applying, I feel like now that I think about it, there weren't really too many like externship opportunities. If anything, I probably applied to like 3, and I ended up getting a position working on a cardiac unit. It was like, kind of gave you the feel of a med-surg unit, but it was like a cardiac tele unit. And I did that for about a couple months, and I feel like once I got on that unit, I knew right away that I did not want to do cardiac, did not want to do med-surg. So although I knew that I didn't want to work in cardiac tele med-surg, I still obviously stuck out the remainder of my externship because I tried to, if I start something, I plan on finishing it. So I did that for about a couple months, and within my last semester and starting the externship, I just started applying. So I was applying to all women's health specialties. So mom, baby, NICU, labor and delivery. Any chance, I was on Indeed, I was on Google searching, typing up anything related to new grad nurse positions in NICU, new grad nurses in L&D, new grad nurses in postpartum, or even just regular positions. I was still applying because I'm like, I am going to get a position in a specialty that I want. It's just that simple. I really wanted NICU, but again, I told myself I was going to be happy with any specialty, whether that was L&D, mom, baby, or NICU. I said I was going to be happy regardless. So within me applying to all those positions, I will say I did not apply to anything else because I think my mind was so set on getting in a specialty that I wanted. That's exactly what I did. So I didn't even take the time out to apply to other places, even though I probably should have, because I feel like that's just like, why wouldn't you? So don't do that. Don't not apply to other nursing positions, because I feel like that kind of narrows your decision and your options. Like, it narrows it down. I was applying, and y'all, I had so many interviews. It was ridiculous. I feel like having my first nursing interview though, and then getting to the interview of the postpartum interview, I had improved a whole lot, because again, I tend to have a little bit of anxiety and I overthink. I will say that's another point. So first point, I feel like I'm all over the place. First point is to apply. Any chance you get, if you're sitting there thinking about like I should be applying, get your computer out and just do it, just apply. Most times the application process only takes no more than like 5 minutes, depending on the organization and what their requirements are for applying. Number 2, I will say, is to practice interview questions. Okay, practice the norms of, okay, so why do you want to be a NICU nurse? Why do you want to be an ER nurse? Why do you want to work in labor and delivery? What is your experience like? You need to get used to what do they call it? Like a scenario based question. Now, although you are a new nurse, they're not going to ask you like, okay, so if you had a patient who came in with preeclampsia, what is it's not going to be like that. It's going to be more so like, describe a situation or describe a time where you had to critically think, or like kind of think outside the box. Like, what did you do for a patient that was like out of the norm? Like, kind of things of that. I'm actually going to leave a link down for you guys that kind of helped me. I got it from my leadership nursing class in nursing school. And that class was based on all of like resume building, cover letters, discussing different leadership things, and also interview questions. So I will link that down below so you guys can use that. And I would just say, type it out. Type out what you're gonna say, and just keep going over that every chance you get. If you have an interview coming up, I would say to start preparing a week prior to that, so when it does happen, you feel a little bit more at ease. So yeah, first thing, start applying. Apply to just different positions, apply to externships, practice your interview questions, and also have a good resume. You can look at different resume templates on Google. As far as prior work experience, I'm pretty sure it probably is easier if you do work in a specialty already, like ER as a tech, or working as like a NICU milk tech or something like that. It may be easier to transfer over into that nursing role. But for someone like me who had no prior experience in that type of specialty, well, my first job, I worked as a CNA. They also call it a patient care assistant, CNA, they're all the same thing. That was my first job working at a hospital on a med-surg unit. So I had experience of doing like bladder scanning, doing EKGs, just helping with ADLs, obviously assisting the RNs in different skills of that sort. So that was like a year and some change in med-surg. I also took the opportunity to work for my mom, who has her own adult homes here in Wisconsin. Her background is more so dealing with patients that have mental health issues and different disabilities, so like more of like the psych route. So I had experience in that realm, and then I also had experience with working with children. So I was also a urgent care assistant, working in urgent care here in Wisconsin also. So, and I loved that job, y'all. Like, I love the clinic setting. That's when I knew I wanted to get into peds or something in with women's health, because I loved it. Even though I was an assistant, like, I feel like I was really doing something. Like, that position I was able to do, I would register the patients, and sometimes if they needed me to be in the back working with the doctors and the nurses, I would take the kid back, do their vitals, get them all set so they can see the doctor or the nurse. So as far as like my background, although it wasn't in a specific specialty, I still had experience elsewhere. So definitely have experience. Excuse my nails, y'all. I'm in the process of a whole lot. I gotta wash my hair and all that, whatever. And lastly, I don't mind sharing my experience with having 2 interviews and how I got the job. But so when I did have an interview for mom baby postpartum, I also had an interview with labor and delivery. Now at that time, I was just ready to get into the interview. I was ready for all the questions that they had coming my way. Like, y'all was gonna know that I deserve to work as a grad nurse in this specialty. I had the interview and it went well. Like, although it was 2 managers for 2 different units, it was at the same hospital, of course. So it was just like interesting how it was like you have to make the interview like a conversation, like just a casual conversation, you know, make them laugh and, you know, things of that sort. you'll be in there, right? I will also say within doing that interview, I was very calm. I really wasn't anxious. I think I was just at a point where I was ready to nail the interview so I can get the job. Because I had, in that process of just in that last semester of nursing school, I was having interviews just kind of like back to back in a sense, and I was also working as a nurse extern. So I was kind of familiar. Again, I was used to the questions that they would ask you. Most of the questions are pretty much the same. So once you got your script down on how to answer that, you'll be good. And lastly, I would say to always follow up. At this point, I meant to say to send a thank you email by Friday. Had your interview on Wednesday. By Friday, I would say like, hey, it was nice talking with you. Thank you for taking the time out to have this interview with me, right? Wednesday, September 1st. I will probably say by like that following Monday or Tuesday, I'm following up to see like what's the status of my application. Like what's going on, I need to know. And most times like they will get back to you within like a day or so, or within like, it could be that same day. Where they would get back to you. And within me following up with the managers, with both managers, the postpartum manager reached back out and said that I would be hearing from the recruit soon. Basically, she was like, she didn't tell me that I had the job, but she was like, you should be hearing from the recruiter soon. So I just knew right then and there. I'm like, damn, I did that, you know, like I did the damn thing with securing a job in a specialty that I wanted, which was mom, baby, or L&D or NICU. I got one of the three. I was happy. I was good to go. So yes, thank you for watching this video. If you have any other questions, leave it down in the comments. I love interacting with you all. Thank you all for supporting me on this YouTube journey. And yes, you guys be safe out there and live your best life, okay? Bye.